Well, if you've ever been to Las Vegas, you've likely been in a casino, and what you also probably noticed, casinos are not smoke-free like many in Washington State.
Now, a content creator who's racked up hundreds of thousands of views while playing slots is working to change that. Brian Christopher joins us this morning from Palm Springs. Brian, good morning to you.
Good morning, both of you.
Great to have you with us here this morning. So before we dive into your work to create a smoke-free Las Vegas, tell us about how you got started as a content creator and streamer, and even the reaction that you get on social media when you win and lose sometimes, I assume, at playing slots.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I definitely did not intend to turn this into a career. I had originally moved to LA from Canada to further my acting career. And, you know, for Christmas, I was like, what should we do this year for something different? And decided to go to Vegas. And for fun, I thought I would record some of my gameplay. And I posted it on my acting YouTube channel, Brian Christopher. And those videos, to my surprise, exploded. I went from having 14 subscribers over a 3-year period to over 1,000 in a week. And everyone is begging for more videos. And so I decided to make some more. And then those exploded. And it just kind of took off like almost immediately. And yes, I actually do show all of my wins, but all of my losses as well, which sadly is more than my wins.
Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's pretty impressive, your journey to being a content creator. You've got almost 70,000 followers on Instagram, which is pretty phenomenal. You were also recently awarded the Voices for Smoke-Free Air Award, and you even branded a new smoke-free gaming area in downtown Las Vegas. Can you talk with us about the movement to ban smoking from casinos and gaming areas?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll just add in also for what it's worth. We have 1.7 million followers across Facebook and YouTube as well. It's where our main audiences for all of our videos. And so essentially, I'm from Canada originally, and so when I first moved to the U.S., I was like shocked that there was still smoking allowed in casinos here. You know, we always imagine like the U.S. is ahead of everybody, but when we got here, I was like, why are they behind on this one? This doesn't add up at all. So immediately, you know, when I started filming more and going to casinos more, you know, it affected our health, my staff's health. And I started talking with, you know, employees there. And then I got in contact with ANR, which is the Americans for Non-Smokers organization. And I just got in contact with them and I'm like, I got to work with you guys. This is ridiculous that this is still a thing, you know, and it's at this point, you know, in 2024, 11.5% of the U.S. smokes now. You know, this is no longer the roaring 20s where everyone's smoking, right? And especially over the last decade alone, it has been slashed by a long shot. And so it's not just a movement for myself or for my fellow players. It's for the staff that have to be there, you know, 24 hours a day. And as we all learned when we were in, you know, elementary school, you know, secondhand smoke is worse for your health than firsthand. And so for me, it's like, you know, even if there's no one smoking in there, I'm harming my health at that time. So it's a big movement we're trying to do. And I have to give kudos to Plaza Casino in Vegas. So, you know, we do have our own space there. It's called the Brian Christopher Slots at Plaza area. And that is the very first smoke-free gambling area in all of downtown Vegas. We just opened it in June last year. The fact that, like, literally no one else in downtown has a smoke-free area just blows my mind again. And, of course, you know, in the rest of Vegas, we've also got Park MGM, but that's it. And so we're trying to, like, convince people, like, this is a thing that needs to be looked at. Because it doesn't make sense that you would force 100% of people to breathe in secondhand smoke when only 11% of them are actually smokers. And if I'll just tie into that one, of the 11% that are smokers, we found that like 85 to 90% of them prefer smoke-free gambling too, because they don't want to breathe it in either, which is why they don't smoke at their own houses.
Yeah, I mean, you know that smoking is part of the experience for, you know, people who smoke, right? They want to be able to go to one of those casinos and light up if they want to as they're playing some of those games. What's the overall response been to your efforts, and have you gotten any sort of pushback from it?
Well, smokers want to smoke, sure, but they want to smoke in restaurants, they want to smoke in bars, they want to smoke in airplanes and in theaters. And, you know, they can't anymore. It's just, you know, we know too much information about the harms and effects of it. And the fact that casinos is the one thing that they said, no, you can still smoke there, but nowhere else, you know. All these legislators who are saying, no, you can still smoke there. You can't smoke in their office, you know, and why should it be any different for the employees? It's long been thought that gambling and smoking goes hand in hand. It's just not true. It may have been more true back in the day when more people smoked, right? But like, it's not true anymore. And sure, people still do smoke and gamble, but let me tell you, people are not traveling across the globe to go to Vegas to have a cigarette. They're going there for the experience of gambling, to go see the shows. You know, they're going to have fun. Gamblers go to the casino to gamble. Smokers go to the casino to gamble. They're not going there just to smoke.
Have you had any discussions with lawmakers? I'm assuming that that would be one of the entities that would make this decision about converting to, you know, non-smoking facilities, or maybe the Gambling Commission. Have they had any sort of response to this too? Is there any sort of effort to, yeah, maybe actually make this happen strip-wide?
Yeah, I've spoken with many. Most recently, in New Jersey, actually, I spoke over there, and you know, a lot of the reaction is, but gamblers smoke. Like they don't know. There's no like up-to-date information, and so we've been busy doing surveys because we want to get the truth out there. And let me tell you, most casinos are not willing to get the actual truth. They're just going to walk through the casino floor and smell smoke and be like, oh, everyone's smoking, but they don't actually see it, or they're not actually polling their audience correctly. And so that's what we're doing. We have a poll on our site. You've been showing some on the screen as well, some of the responses we've been getting back from people. And essentially, we're asking for the casinos and the government to like do your research. Don't get it funded by the cigarette companies, thank you. But, you know, let's find out what is actually real out there. And, you know, the misconceptions are huge that, oh no, it's, you know, the high rollers, they're smokers or what have you. I mean, I'm one of the biggest high rollers out there, and let me tell you, I leave a casino when I smell the smoke. And you know, since 2023, beginning of 2023, and even in 2022, I refuse to go and promote for smoking casinos. I don't need to. And guess what? My business is soaring this year. We're fully booked for all of 2024 right now. I don't need a smoking casino to you know, harm myself just to play a slot machine.
Interesting.
Brian Christopher, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all about your initiative and the changes that you're trying to make. We appreciate you joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good luck, Brian. Thank you. I have to say, I like the idea. I'm one of those, you know, I go to Las Vegas knowing that's going to be part of the experience is when you walk in one of those casinos, you're allowed to smoke, and people do, of course, they have that right. But as a non-smoker, and I've been that way my entire life, it would feel refreshing to me, I think, to be able to go into a casino. And I actually might want to go one of them more.
For sure.
If smoking was not allowed.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me, too. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. And what I like about this, and particularly about Brian Christopher, is that he's done so much research, and you can tell just by listening to him. He's doing the action. He's talking to lawmakers. He's going down to Vegas, talking to people, you know, firsthand, from getting feedback from non-smokers and smokers.
Right.
And he's using his platform for good. You just heard him say he has over 1.5 million followers across all social media platforms. So he's using his platform for, you know, the betterment of everybody's health.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes a difference. We'll see.